Hey guys, so I just want to quickly mention this pretty quick here as well on this Galaxy Nexus test, browser benchmark and stuff like that. I've already talked about it, that the new Galaxy Nexus beats the iPhone 4S in Java test, here in the Sunspotty JavaScript benchmark test, and also in browser mark it is better, but then in this OpenGL benchmark and in another like GL benchmark, the Pro one and the Egypt one, they basically come behind the iPhone 4S and iPad 2. Obviously the iPad 2, it is like a 4S, but it's not like downclocked the A5 processor. That's the major thing that makes those two different. The iPhone 4S have a downclocked A5 processor to 800 megahertz, and the iPad 2 comes with this 1 gigahertz, and I'm pretty sure that they did it because of the heat or something like that. But okay, so if we talk about the GPU, this is kind of interesting because both the Galaxy Nexus and iPhone 4S is using a GPU from Imagination Technologies. So the one, the interesting thing here is that the GPU in the Galaxy Nexus is the PowerVR SGX 540, while the iPhone 4S and the iPad 2 is using this new one, SGX 543 MP2. That's also a dual core one. So the question that I have here is, why didn't Google go with this better GPU, this dual core GPU? It could be because they are focusing more on the processor, because we have this OMAP 4460 dual core 1.2 gigahertz processor, and Apple, they Apple have more of a grid of icons, so Apple may save it as they don't have to require that much processing, so they are saving up a little bit on the processing, Apple, and then they make spend a little more money on the GPU. I think that could be the case, because I can't really see any other reason why Google and Samsung wouldn't go with a more powerful GPU, because why not? I mean, we have always been having these talks, that Android has better specs. That's always been the thing, but with the GPU side here, Android is actually a little bit behind, or actually a lot behind, when we are comparing a normal GPU versus a dual core GPU. Still though from the same company, but I think it's kind of impressive that Apple have a dual core GPU versus this single GPU. And we're probably gonna see comments that, oh, you don't need a dual core GPU. Just that we saw these comments that, oh, you don't need a dual core processor. Well, it is future proof and it is good for games. We have been seeing that, and if Apple could do it, why not Android? And I think it could be this reason that Android is focusing a little more on the processor than on the GPU, because they need it. Android is a little more heavy to run, takes up a lot of RAM as well. But I think that's kind of impressive from Apple, that they have been really been able to focus on both thingies, both dual core, A5 processor, and have this SGX 543 MP2 GPU that's also dual core. So pretty cool here. If we look at the OpenGL benchmark, the Pro off-screen 2.1 test in 720p, we can see that the Galaxy Nexus comes behind the Galaxy S2. So the Galaxy S2 is actually in front of that one, with this Melee 400 GPU, and that's also pretty decent GPU. It seems like GPU is it outruns this Imagination Technologies SGX 540 GPU. Also, the processor there, they seem to be kind of the same actually, but the Melee 400, it's a strong GPU, and I can't wait to see what Sammy is gonna do next year with their GPU. Are they going to outrun Apple, or is Apple gonna pick out an even more powerful GPU? Because I doubt that, or yeah, I'm not really sure. Don't really feel like Apple's gonna bring out quad core devices next year, and these new crazy GPUs from companies that we have been seeing that will be delivering awesome performance and graphics and stuff like that, save battery and all those good things. But we just have to see it in real life to see if that really is the case. But it feels like we're not gonna see quad core stuff next year from Apple. But we do know that we're gonna see sick stuff from other people, so it's gonna be interesting actually to see what Apple's gonna do next year. Are we gonna see this bigger iPhone 5? And I know I'm gonna off topic right now, yes, so I'm just gonna end this video right now by saying that the Galaxy Nexus isn't that powerful on the GPU side. Actually, it's way behind iPhone 4S, and even that the Galaxy S2 beats it with the MLI 400 GPU. That's kind of interesting if you ask me. So credit there to Apple that is going strong there with their GPU and stuff like that. So can't wait to see more stuff leaking out, and can't wait for the future. See you guys.